Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about Merge-Sort and its implementation. So let's first talk about how Merge-Sort works and then we will see the implementation. So in Merge-Sort, we divide the original array into sub-arrays and we keep doing it as long as the array size is greater than 1, because when the array size is 1, we cannot divide it any further. The second important step in Merge-Sort is the merging step, where we merge two individual sorted arrays. Now, to better understand this, let's see an example of Merge-Sort. So here we have an array of 7 elements and we're gonna sort it using Merge-Sort. So we will calculate the mid of this array. So mid will be n by 2, n is 7, so 7 by 2, which is equal to 3. So the left subarray will contain elements starting from index 0 to less than mid, and the right subarray will contain elements starting from index mid to less than the array size, which is 7 in this case. So the left subarray will contain 3 elements and the right subarray will contain 4 elements. So now we will call the Merge-Sort with this array which have 3 elements. So again we will calculate the mid. So n is 3 in this case, 3 by 2, which is 1. So again we will divide this into 2 sub-arrays. So the left subarray will contain an array with only 1 element and the right subarray will contain array with 2 elements. Now we will call the Merge-Sort with this array which have only 1 element, 7. Since there is only 1 element in the array, the Merge-Sort function will return, and then we will call the Merge-Sort with this array which have 2 elements. Now we can divide this further into 2 subarrays. Then we will call the Merge-Sort with this array which have only 1 element, 87. So the Merge-Sort function will return in that case. Then we will call the Merge-Sort with this array which have only 1 element, which is 3. So Merge-Sort will return for that call, and then we will do a merge between 87 and 3. So after merging these 2 subarrays, it will become 3 and 87. And then we will perform a merge between 7 and 3 and 87. So the subarray after merge will become 3, 7 and 87. Now our left subarray is sorted. So initially we call Merge-Sort with this subarray, and after all the sort and merge, the sorted array, left subarray, have become 3, 7 and 87. Now we will perform the same thing on the right subarray, and when the right subarray is sorted, we will do the final merge between left subarray and right subarray. So let's see how right subarray is sorted. So for the right subarray, n is 4, we will calculate the midpoint, 4 by 2, which is 2. So we will divide this into 2 subarrays, each have 2 elements. So the left subarray will have 9 and 23 and the right subarray will have 43 and 17. Now we will call the Merge-Sort with this subarray which have 2 elements, 9 and 23. So it will be divided into 2 subarrays with 1 element each. Then we will perform the merge between 9 and 23. So this is sorted. Now we will call the Merge-Sort with this subarray which have 2 elements, 43 and 17. So this will be divided into 2 subarrays, and then we will call the Merge-Sort with 43. Since there is only 1 element, it will return. Then we will call the Merge-Sort with this array which have only 1 element, 17. This will also return. Then we will perform a merge between 43 and 17. So after merge, it will become 17 and 43. And then we will perform the merge between 923 and 1743. So our right subarray will become 9, 17, 23 and 43. And finally we will do a merge between left subarray and right subarray. So our final array after sort and merge will become 3, 7, 9, 17, 23, 43 and 87. So this is how Merge-Sort works. It keeps dividing the initial array into smaller subarrays and then call the Merge-Sort algorithm on those subarrays. In the base case, when we call Merge-Sort with an array that have only 1 element, the Merge-Sort algorithm returns. And after calling Merge-Sort for both the left subarray and right subarray, we call the merge function which merge the left and right subarray. So now let's see the implementation of merge sort. So the implementation of merge sort is very simple. So here we have a merge sort function which basically calculates the midpoint and divides the array into two subarrays, left subarray and right subarray. And for the base case, it simply returns, and then it copies the elements of the array into the left subarray and in the right subarray, and then it calls the merge sort for the left subarray and merge sort for the right subarray, and finally it merges those left subarray and right subarray. So the merge function we have already seen in the previous video. So this is a two-way merge. We have talked about two-way merge in the previous video, how two-way merge is done. So in two-way merge, we basically pass two sorted arrays and they will get merged into a final array which will also be sorted. So this is how merge sort is implemented. So let's run this code and see if our initial input is sorted correctly. So there are some important console statements that will help us understand merge sort here. So we call the merge sort function, this function, with the initial array, which is this one, 787, 39, 23, 43, and 17. So after the left, we will call the merge sort with the left subarray, which is 7, 83, and 3. Then this array will be divided into two subarrays. We will call the merge sort with 7. Since there is only one element in the array, it will return. So we will call the merge sort with 87 and 3. It will be divided into two subarrays. So we will call merge sort with 87 and merge sort with 3. And then finally we will merge 87 and 3. So there is a merge call 87 and 3. So you can see down in merge sort, we will call the merge once we have the left and right subarray. So our left subarray will be 87 and our right subarray will be 3. So after merge, it will become 3 and 87. So we will perform another merge between 7 and 3 and 87. So our left subarray by this point will be sorted. Now we have to call merge sort on the right subarray, which is this one. So we will call the merge sort on the right subarray. So it will be divided into two. So we will call merge sort on the left subarray. Since there are two elements, we can divide it further. So there will be merge sort call with the 9, and there will be merge sort call with 23, and finally we will merge 9 and 23. Then it will become 9 and 23 because it's already sorted. And then we will call the merge sort again with the 43 and 17, this part, the right subarray of this array. So we will call merge sort with 43 and 17. Now this can be divided into two subarrays. So we will call merge sort with 43 and merge sort with 17. And finally we will perform a merge between 43 and 17. After calling merge with 43 and 17, we will be getting our merged array, which will be 17 and 43, and then we will perform the merge between 9 and 23 and 17 and 43. So here we perform a merge between 9, 23 and 17, 43. So our right subarray after this merge call will be sorted, and now we will perform final merge between left subarray and the right subarray. And after this merge function call, our input will be sorted: 3, 7, 9, 17, 23, 43, and 87. So let's put the breakpoint here and let's see the execution of this program. So we can see at each point what is the value of left subarray and right subarray. So let's put a breakpoint here and let's run this in debugger. So we call merge sort with the initial array. Now we divided the array into the left subarray, and then we further divided this array into two subarrays, and then we call the merge sort with 7. since this is the base case, it will return. So we will call merge sort with 87 and 3. Now we can divide 87 and 3 into two subarrays, 87 and 3. Now we will perform a merge between 87 and 3. So here is a breakpoint. So if you see, the left subarray and the right subarray will be 87 and 3. So left subarray will be 87 and the right subarray will be 3. And we are calling the merge, and the value of array will be 87 and 3. So if you see the array value 87 and 3, and the left subarray of that will be 87 and the right subarray will be 3. So after the merge, which is this function, we should get array which is 3 and 87. So if we move over this merge function, we get our merge which is 87 and 3. So if you see the value of merge, it will be 7, 3 and 87. So after first merge, our right subarray is sorted. So you can see 3 and 87. Now we will do another merge between 7, 3 and 87. So our left subarray is 7. Our right subarray is sorted, which is 3 and 87. So there will be another merge between left subarray and right subarray. So if we script over merge function, so there is a merge call again with 7 and 3 and 87. So now if you see the array, we have the sorted left subarray, which is 3, 7 and 87. So our left subarray is sorted. Now we will call the merge sort with the right subarray. So let's move forward. So this is our right subarray, 9, 23, 43 and 17. So we will call the merge sort with this. So there will be a divide of this array. So we will call merge sort with 9 and 23. So there will be sort calls since we have only put breakpoint for the merge. So there will be sort call for with 9, 23, 43 and 17, which will be divided, and there will be a merge sort call with 9 and 23. There will be a merge sort call with 9, and there will be a merge sort call with 23, and finally we will have to merge 9 and 23. So after this there will be a merge call. So there is a merge call 9 and 23. So our left subarray will be 9 and our right subarray will be 23, and after merge we will have a sorted array 9 and 23. So let's move forward. So our left subarray 9 and 23 is now sorted. Now we have to sort the right subarray, which is 43 and 17. So now we will have a merge sort call for 43 and 17. See, now there is a merge sort call with 43 and 17, which will be a merge sort call for 43 and merge sort call for 17, and then there will be a merge between 43 and 17. So there is a merge call between 43 and 17. So our left subarray will be 43 and the right subarray will be 17, and after merge it will be 17 and 43. So after merge, you can see our right subarray is also sorted, 17 and 43. Our left subarray was already sorted, 9 and 23. So there will be a merge between 923 and 1743. So let's see that. So after merge between 923 and 1743, it will be sorted, and the right subarray will become 9, 17, 23 and 43, and there will be a final merge call between left subarray and right subarray. So if you see the array now, this will be sorted completely. So this is how merge sort works, and in the next video we will talk about the runtime and space complexity of merge sort. And to get the code, you can get the code of merge sort from here.